Welcome back to Grizzly Arena. We have one game left, and it's the championship game. That will be Sapulpa and Carl Junction. But I have a special guest with me right now, Corey Sanders. You got to watch her play all weekend. What a joy she is. Number 30 for the Lamar Warriors. Corey, where'd you learn to shoot like that?
Well, I grew up watching my sister play, but I'm in the gym like all the time.
I doubt that.
I put in the work, and I don't know, I guess it just makes me have a good shot.
Well, you're just a sophomore.
Yes,
so
sir.
Did you get a lot of freshman playing time?
Do what?
Did you get a lot of freshman playing time?
Yes, sir. Last year I moved up to senior high, and I started all season.
Yeah. You could tell that you feel real comfortable out there. It's not like, a lot of sophomores take a little time to get used to the pace of the game and all that. Not you. You set the pace.
Yes, sir.
You're an amazing player, and we really enjoyed watching you play. You're going to have a great career. We look forward to seeing you here again.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Corey Sanders. Watch out for her now. The Lamar Warriors, she's going to be one that you want to see play in the future. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
In Fort Smith, Arkansas, prior to our starting lineups.
All right, we're about ready for the starting lineups for this championship game. It has been a fun 3 days of great basketball teams that you don't get to see a lot have come in and shown their talent. And I'll tell you what, you got the small schools playing the big schools, and they can hang. That is for sure.
Our Southeastern Conference winning percentage is 696%, 78.34 through 2018-19 season, ranking her second among all SEC women's head coaches. Only 3 schools reached the NCAA 4 times this year. Schools were UConn, Notre Dame, and Baylor. She and Leon Moore were formerly of Louisiana Tech are the only skippers to direct their programs to 3 NCAA Elite 8 appearances in their first 4 seasons as head coaches. Only 11 women's programs in the nation have appeared in every NCAA tournament from 2012-13 to 2018-19, including 3 from the Southeastern Conference, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Texas A&M. 11 Lady Balls under her tutelage were taken to the WNBA draft, including 2 first-round picks, Isabella Harrison and Diamond Shields. She closed 1 All-American, 1 Southeastern Conference Player of the Year, 1 Southeastern Conference Player of the MVP, 1 Southeastern Conference Freshman of the Year, 1 Southeastern Conference Woman of the Year, 8 All-SEC players in 5 SEC tournaments. She continued with Lady Balls 100% graduation rate for players who have completed their collegiate playing careers at the University of Tennessee. Under her watch, there were 15 Southeastern Conference academic All-Americans, 2 named academic All-District, and 1 selected as an academic All-American. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the one and only Coach Holly Wood from the University of Tennessee.
Well, you could be here and put her there.
To announce the starting of the finals of the Taco Bell Tournament of Champions tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, first on the visitor scoreboard, from Carl Junction, Missouri, the Lady Bulldogs. Please make welcome the 5'9" sophomore, number 1, Desi Williams. A 5'6" senior, number 2, Chloe Burke. 5'8" senior, number 15, Kelly.
How about now? There we go. I got you.
A 5'8" senior, number 23.
You got me, Holly?
Yep.
There we
There we go.
There we go. Yep.
How did I get so lucky
How about that?
to be between two great-looking men?
Well, and one that's probably the best dressed AD in the state. There's no question about that.
No question.
The guy that was doing the color for us up until now, he said, I know the only way that you could replace me was with an ESPN analyst, so I understand.
Hey, and Bud, she's got to work tomorrow, so I know she was thinking, well, I just wanted to come and watch some basketball. Now I got to work.
I game. I know Coach Caleb really well. I recruited a kid. Lord, I'm totally forgetting who it was. It was Lacey. Lacey. Oh my God.
Yeah, she was all Tulsa.
She was pretty darn good.
Yes, she was.
Lacey Brewer.
Brewer. Yep.
I think it's Lacey Brewer, yeah.
Well, we are sure happy to have you. This is the actual finals here. This team, Sapulpa, beat the host, Northside. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
50-49 last night. The Northside just lost the third place game.
Oh, wow.
By 1 point. It's been 2 tough games for us.
Is it mostly local, or I know they're not local?
Well, no, they're from Sapulpa.
Yeah.
And then this is Carl Junction. This is Southwest Missouri.
Right.
Is where they're from.
Oh, wow.
So we've had a lot of, and your timing is so perfect because this is to promote these girls and give a lot of these girls a chance. You got some small schools playing against some big schools. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And, Coach, one of the things that we talked about as this tip goes off is that this is the 25th anniversary of this tournament. When this tournament first started, Coach, there were not a lot of opportunities to showcase young women and what they can do, and the opportunity has grown here in Fort Smith, and it's grown into what you see today.
That's pretty impressive.
And these are some good ball players. They've earned their way into the finals, and you'll see there's a couple of sisters out here. The Hurd sisters, that pass underneath to Matea Hall. She misses the shot. Carl Junction will get the rebound. But this girl right here, number 23, Destiny Berge, she's got 67 points so far in 2 games. And she is a point producer.
She is.
I prayed for that for 10 games. Wow. Well, it's a good, nice crowd, and what a great opportunity for these young ladies.
Now, Berge looking for a little bit of help. And then you got the McQuarter sisters that play. That was a miss by Matea Hall. But this young lady right here, number 32 or number 33, who just made the 2-point, almost 3, had a toe inside. Tyla Hurd, she's a player also. And I think that their parents both played at TU.
Nice. Well, I'm really familiar with Sapulpa's their team. Recruited a young lady, Lacey Brewer, that was, it's been a while, probably about 15 years ago, and the coach there now is still here, so familiar with her program, and she does a great job of preparing young ladies for the next level, and that's what it's kind of all about. Put them out here and have fun, and if they want to go to the next level, give them that opportunity.
Exactly right. Well, Staley Hurd, number 32, she is committed to Oklahoma State, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And Tyla, they're her sister, with another bucket. So Sapulpa up 4-0, just a couple minutes gone in the first quarter. So Destiny Berge will work the offense for the Carl Junction team. Shot on the way is no good. That was shorter with the miss. McQuarters comes out of there with the rebound. She'll push the floor. Right side, that's Matea Hall. Her shot is no good. Staley goes high for the rebound and puts it off the glass and in.
Nice rebound.
Yeah, she's strong.
We'll have a timeout on the floor. The score is 6-0, and Sapulpa jumps out to a quick lead. And, just when you think that when you have these teams come out, get started, you'll have one that jumps off to a big lead. Say, well, they got it under control.
Right.
Before you know it, it's back to even. And Northside had that happen to them. They were up 25-10
That's right.
and lose.
Yep.
And it's just been one of those weeks.
That's girls basketball, though. It seems that they play in spurts,
Yep.
and they don't seem to get rattled. Most teams don't seem to get rattled. They get down by 20, and they just start chipping away.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to let this opportunity get away to the crowd, and we're getting a little bit more here, but Coach Beaumont he put on not a three-point, but a half-court exhibition before all this started, and he said he had to get the crowd right to do it again, so I'd like to see it.
I believe he's a weightlifting guy. He can do that easy.
When he set up, and this was before the tournament today, he got it half-court, and I said, Coach, you're going to get it to the free-throw line. It went in and out.
Oh,
I was shocked.
I wish I could have been here.
I was waiting until you got here, Coach, before I made mine.
Yeah, there's some D1 talent right there,
Nice
Staley
pass.
Hurd. Destiny Berge, at some point, it'll kick in for her, and she'll work her offense.
Well, Destiny's had 2 really good days of ball, and there's a nice
There
drive.
you go. So drive to the bucket there.
Basket is goal number 23. Destiny.
Bilby with the three-pointer off the glass. And not one girl, and I have not seen one girl yet, off the glass and call it before she shoots it.
Well, in her mind, she did. I would call mine because that's about the only way they would go in.
The only thing I say when I shoot is off.
When I played in high school, they didn't have the three-point line, so I'm really dating myself. Actually, I played 6-on-6. So I'm really dating myself.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I do want some Michael Beaumont stories at some point. I know there's got to be a few floating around.
Yeah.
And we're at the end of the first quarter, so we'll take a break.
A lot that can't be repeated.
That's exactly right, Coach.
Sure.
Quarters took an extra step there.
And she's talking about her 3-on-3 days and not having the three-point line. But regardless, Buzz, I've seen old film. I lived in Knoxville. I heard the history about what kind of player she was. Let me tell you now. Bulldog still has a couple of records at Tennessee, and
Well, I heard there was some track.
It was, but I
Yeah.
tell you what, I'm smart. I knew who to get the ball to. The scores. I knew exactly who was on the court and
They
where
make
they
you look
needed to
good,
get.
don't they?
Absolutely. This game it's so interesting because you always look at the top scorers, but you have those kids that just grind it out and get people the ball and play great defense and rebound. I've always been taught defensive rebounding wins basketball games, and it's so true because you're going to be off. You're not going to be able to shoot the ball the way you want to shoot it all the time, and you got to be able to get the ball back and then to get that second and third and fourth shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And lay up some free throws. You got to make those two things.
You got to make those count.
Absolutely.
Matea Hall will come out of there with the rebound. Now Hurd across the floor. That is off the mark. Hurd will get the rebound. She'll get it into Matea, but Matea runs into a lot of traffic. She'll pick up an opportunity here to shoot some free throws.
But as we talked about Sapulpa and the offensive rebounds that they would try to get and control the ball game underneath, especially on the offensive side, they're continuing to do that today.
Yeah.
She just gives them an extra possession.
Yes.
Absolutely right. Now that was Kylie Scott. She's a 6'3" junior, number 10 for Carl Junction. She got hurt last night towards the end of that ball game, and I know it was going to be a game-time decision. It's good to see her back. She's definitely a force for Carl Junction. They need her to try to offset the Hurd sisters here.
Yeah.
You can tell she's still got a little bad wheel, Buzz, but
Yeah.
talked to the head coach before the game. He said that she would be ready to go.
That is Scott. She's looking for Berge, not there. And number 33 is a freshman.
Let me tell you,
Nice.
Destiny has got a
Matea.
shot,
There
boy.
you
She
go.
really does.
She does.
Little step back three.
Yes,
I
it
like
is,
that.
Well, and what an answer with Tyler Hurd.
That'll break your back. Just get don't worry about what just happened. Get the ball in and get it down the court.
So 15-5 with 2:50 left in the first quarter. The shot is off the mark, and Tyler Hurd will get the rebound. With a lazy pass down to her sister, Staley. Staley, shot won't go. Scott gets the rebound. Now the person she wants to get to is number 23, Destiny Berge. Berge, as I was saying, has 67 points in 2 games.
Wow.
Lets
it fly.
That reminds me of the young Orlick, Buzz. That's about every 2 games she had about 60.
Listen, I didn't have that form. She's got great form.
And she's such a humble young lady.
She
I
is.
was able to talk to her after the game last night, and they're all so polite and so glad to be here. Coach Beaumont was able to interview all the winning coaches after each game, and they seem to all say the same thing. It's just been a great experience for him.
That's great.
The left-hander from Hall is no good. Berge will push the floor.
Nice
Oh,
pass.
this
nice pass.
great pass. Just couldn't convert it. You got to finish.
Yes, you do. Anytime these teams and these players can go outside their district and people who they're used to just battling against, and they can get a different look, a different perspective on different teams, it's a lot of fun for high school teams.
You grow a lot
Absolutely.
when you do that. Bilby with the shot, no good. Hall with the rebound. It's a 10-point difference here.
Nice pass.
Wow.
Hurd with the shot underneath. She made a shot with like 1.5 seconds last night to beat Northside. There was that shot right there underneath, and
Wow.
not really sure how we let that happen, but
Well, the competition's been tough.
it's been real tough.
That's awesome.
Real tough.
It has. And Buzz brings up a good point of where you two were talking earlier about how they're seeing basketball that they don't see during the season. You know, smaller schools playing a lot of zone and not having the opportunity to see that during the year because the bigger
Right.
schools play a lot of man. And so you get a chance to work on some things that you're not used to working on.
Right. Team maybe going tempo or slow the ball down or they press more, and it's just a great opportunity right now to get everybody ready for their district play and
Exactly.
what counts.
Yeah, this team, Sapulpa, they're the 5A runner-up. They were 20-7 last year. Carl Junction has won 7 straight district championships. So all these teams come in with different ways of winning, different championships. And there was one team that was 43-0 coming into this tournament.
Wow. The one thing you'll see with the women's game is a lot of fundamentals, a lot of playing hard, and it's really fun to watch because they have to. There's not dunking. I think the dunk for us is the three-point shot.
Right.
That kind of gets the crowd going.
Another shot by Hurd that makes it 19-5. So Sapulpa making a statement early. There's Tyler one-on-one. That's Destiny Berge. She did a great job there, but the putback no good, and another one was blocked. Bilby steps into 2-point range. That shot won't go. Now Deshae Berge, that's Destiny's sister. Those two, 21 and 23, are sisters.
I'm glad you know
sisters.
there's a lot of sisters.
There is a
There
lot
really
of
is.
sisters. Seems like each team has a pair.
I want to turn it over real quick to our tournament director just for a second.
That's what they call a tag team right there.
This is Brooke Jackson. I guess you met Brooke
I met
earlier.
Brooke.
Brooke does a great
She
job.
does everything for Coach Beaumont. Trust me, I know.
Oh, man.
That's
Brooke,
an understatement.
she took over as tournament director back in 2018. The tournament was started in 1997, and Brooke took it in 2018. It just
awesome.
created more and more momentum. I don't know, Brooke, you have a lot more knowledge about each one of the tournaments, but I would say this has got to be one of the best.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. You know, every year I would say it's been the best for a different reason. Last year we got to showcase the new Southside Arena. This year we're getting to showcase the new Northside Arena. I think the energy, the momentum, everything has really picked up with these new state-of-the-art arenas. And,
Well, so
and
impressed
rightfully
with it.
so.
Yeah, wow. I mean, this is would make small colleges be very envious of this setup.
Well, the first quarter comes to an end, and Sapulpa has a 22-7 lead. We're just going to stay with it because we would go to a commercial if we didn't have you and Brooke sitting here, so we appreciate you guys. it's definitely been fun, and the hospitality room's always a big hit for us, because we're here all day long, and we like to go in there and do what we do best,
That's right.
But
mingle and eat.
whew, it has
Gotta
been
do
good.
that.
Yeah. So what's next? You're going up on the hill tomorrow.
I am. I'm doing the Arkansas game. Excited about that. Arkansas's having a great. Well, both teams really are having a great year.
Yeah.
Arkansas State's 4-4, but they've played. Got beat by Oklahoma, and they've done a great job at Arkansas. Wow, they're 12-0. They're doing great things, clicking on all cylinders. They shoot the three well, and they've upped their defensive ability to defend and rebounding. They're a team that I think is very impressive this time of year.
Have you done any? I thought that was the end of the corner, but there's 0.2 seconds left, so that will do it. Jersey Wolfenbarger.
Yes.
Now Jersey's from here. She played at Northside. Was a parade All-American, Gatorade All-American. I mean, just did a great job for us, and she was. I watched her. It was like she was growing in front of my eyes.
Absolutely.
I think she's 6'5" now, maybe 6'6".
I love her game. I think she plays hard. She can shoot the three. She's a great rebounder. She's a little bit of a utility player. You love those players that can do a lot of things. And she can do a lot of things, and you can tell through her development in college. She was well coached in high school. And is really doing a great job for Arkansas this season.
Well, we do appreciate them getting her hometown girl. But now Coach Neighbors has a brother that lives here that I'm a good friend with. And I was hoping he wouldn't hold that against Jersey.
Yeah,
and,
really.
That's
Coach
really good.
Neighbors can be a piece of work now.
Well, that's true.
He's but boy, he's done what a heck of a job he's done. And his style is fun to watch. He spread the floor, shoot the three ball. He's rebounded so much better this year, which has made them really a tough team. And it's fast paced, it's up tempo, and it is fun to watch. And if you're a player, especially in this area, you want to go play there.
Right.
The crowds are great.
Isn't that a pretty place to play?
It is a beautiful place to play, and the
Walker
people
Arena.
come out and watch them play.
They do.
But they're going to support a winner.
They do.
They're going to support and should.
So are you doing it for catch that? One thing about being right here,
Love
all
it.
of our
You better
equipment,
be ready.
we're not protected. Now, I'm not pointing at Coach Beaumont on that.
That's right.
I appreciate just being here.
That's right. That's right.
Love it.
Tyler Hurd. Can't find the mark.
Carl
got-
Junction trying to
Destiny
put a few more
Berge.
in there.
Well, it's two good
Nice.
players working against each other. That's Berge against Staley Hurd.
I like Berge. She shoots the three, and then she takes the ball to the layup. She's not a one-dimensional player, and that's going to go a long way for her.
She is total game.
And here's just a little bit of this run we're talking about that
Yeah.
Sapulpa gets off to a great start, and then
You can get it back a little.
absolutely.
Yeah, a bucket here, cut it back down to single digits.
Yeah.
Junction's won too many games to lay down and die. They're too competitive.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. We haven't been on the basketball court together in a while. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has.
I love it. No good.
I love watching high school girls basketball, and especially if I don't have, it's not a job. It's fun.
You
for
can just
me.
watch.
I can just watch. I don't, and so.
We appreciate you putting the headset on. We didn't want it to make it feel like work.
Oh no!
So just having you here, man, this is the icing on the cake.
I
Because
appreciate having me.
the whole reason behind this tournament is to showcase these kids,
Right.
give them a chance to be seen, and to have somebody like you come in. Coach called me early, actually sent me a text, wanted to know if I was up, and I was kind of offended by that because it's about 9 o'clock. And he said, "You're not going to believe this." And so it was just a great piece of information, and glad you made it safe.
Well,
We
I
appreciate
listen. I called him early this morning, and I texted him, "Are you up?" And I didn't hear from him, and I said, "Well, I don't care if he's up or not. I'm still calling." I was calling from New York about 7:30 or 8:30.
Really?
Yeah, it was early. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm up." I'm like, "No, No, you're not.
Well, when you get today's up, where are you going back on the hill today, or
I
are you
am
staying? Are you
today.
okay?
Yeah. Enjoy this game and then go have a little dinner and then go back and get ready for the game.
Well, I know this is a little bit out of the way, but it sure
It's all
means the
good.
world to us. And I know these girls here and the coaches, I mean, how they have to feel about somebody of your caliber being here to watch them. So I know they've had some scouts in and out.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
Well, it's an honor to be here. It's always a privilege to represent women's basketball. And
Now, you do some traveling, or you
I
did?
do.
Yeah.
I do. So I've just picked up. I'm just doing some ESPN games. I'm really retired, but I do this for fun. It's a lot of fun, and it keeps me involved. And I get to see the different players, and I don't have to worry about the best player on the other team. I don't have to worry about them outscoring.
Yeah, they don't keep you up at night anymore. They're just a pleasure to watch.
No. I just worry about what I'm going to do the next day.
Well, I love it. This Staley Hurd, now she's showing you the reason why she's going to Oklahoma State here. I mean, what a great ball player she is. She didn't have a real good night last night, but wow nice shot by Berge.
Now, is Berge going somewhere?
Berge's going to, yes, she is, Pitt State.
I think so.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Pitt State, yes.
She'll be a nice addition. Yeah. She gets her shot off, gets it off quick, too.
And doesn't she set well?
Absolutely.
She has great form.
There's a reason why a lot of them go in.
Yep.
It's a double dribble, yeah.
I was talking to her family last night after she scored 37 last night. And no, 36. She had 31 the night before, and I said, man, you know, she's got 67 points. And I said, you think she can get 100? She doesn't really care about that. She just cares about, you know, getting the win. But they did say that we've only seen about 75% of what she can do.
Wow.
So that was pretty impressive.
Very impressive. It takes a lot for a kid to put up those points and still be a team player. It's
That's exactly right.
because you know, it may not sit well with other players, but she seems like a really humble kid, and players like her rally around her.
Well, Northside has one senior on their team. Wow. Nice three-pointer by Bilby. But Northside has one senior, and last year she was a good player. This year she's a great player and has turned into a leader.
Awesome.
So she's setting the tone by example, and we're so glad to see that because she has a look at that. I mean, that's clean right there.
Well, that's the way it should be. When you come in, you got to learn. You're learning.
Yeah.
And if you have the right people surrounding you to teach you, then you're going to go in the right direction. So when you get to be a senior, you need to be a leader. Something's not right.
You're exactly right.
You didn't go through the right steps, channels because you're a senior. You got to develop that.
You know, she doesn't have anybody else to lean on, and it's just her.
Right.
So the good thing for Ricky Smith, the head coach, is that he's got such a bright future, you know, with all these young players. But Ricky, I don't know if you know the history on Ricky, but he's been here 29 years. He's got 8 state championships, 20 conference titles. He's put 80 girls to the next level. He's had 2 McDonald's All-Americans.
Yep.
Nike does a grassroots program for him. I mean, it's just unbelievable everything that he's done. And so these
kids
girls
want to play
come
for him.
Exactly. They want to play for him.
And there's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason
That
for
is
that.
right.
And there's a reason why he wins. It just you can be a great coach and your record may not show it, but you can be a bad coach and you can win.
Yeah.
And high school is kind of you get what you get, and it's hard to stay on top every year because you're not recruiting. You're not supposed to.
Right. That's right.
You're not recruiting players, and so you know you got to get your system, and hopefully kids come to you.
Yeah. And they do. And the kids that come play for him, they know what to expect.
That's right.
And his practices are brutal.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But it's a culture, Coach, that he's built here. And
That's right.
It has really, really carried on for years and years now.
That's great.
That's a 12-point ball game. This, you know, we got some big hitters here just trading licks. 12 points is not a big margin like it used to be.
No, it feels like Sapulpa should be up by 20-something,
Yes,
but Junction's just hanging around.
Now her shot was altered a little bit there, but Williams will pick up a foul. We have 3:45 left in the first half. In a fast-paced ball game, but we knew that's the way it was going to be. What I was going to say earlier about Staley Hurd last night, she only had 2 points in halftime, but Ricky did such a good job putting a defense that was going to be able to keep her. We didn't have really the height. We had one girl at 6'5", but we didn't. It wasn't a good matchup. So what he did, he's got smaller girls that were real handsy, and it frustrated her.
Yep.
And he did a great job, and then we ended up getting them into foul trouble early in the second half, and we almost pulled it off.
And that's a process he's probably had to deal with for years and years, and he has a system, and if there's a big kid, we don't have a big kid, we're going to do this. And so good for him. Listen, you can guard a big kid if you have quick guards with quick hands.
That's exactly what he did.
And are physical and don't mind to bang. You know, there's a lot of big kids, they don't like to be crowded. And if you crowd them and get underneath them, they don't like that.
You know, Keith made a good point earlier. He said the teams that press a lot don't like to be pressed.
That's right.
And it was like, you know, I didn't really think about that. It's kind of like a bully situation,
right.
You know.
That's right.
I've always been told you press a pressing team.
Yeah. Bergey's shot just off the mark. Bilby down to Staley. Staley will drive, pull up. Can't get it to go.
Boy, Sapulpa gets the ball down quick.
Yes, they do.
Hallie Shorter.
I mean, Coach, we saw 3 threes, and the very next play was a snowbird, right? I mean, just as fast as they can get it back.
It's just next play. That's that mentality of I've got to go to the next play. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll talk about it later, but we got to refocus and do what we have to do at hand.
All right, Shorter's pass is knocked out of bounds, so Carl Junction will keep it.
Coach, you were talking earlier about, you know, having a culture where kids want to come play and want to be a part of something. Now that you've been out of the game for a little while, and now with the NIL and the landscape of recruiting changing, and it's, you know, seems like it's 12 months out of the year now, and you're recruiting the 5 ladies that you want to sign, then you have to keep recruiting the 15 that you have on the team. What do you think the future is going to be for college athletics?
Well, Michael, that is a great question. I'm not real sure. I'm, you know, the NIL's so new to me, playing players, and it's pros and cons. I worry about kids having a little bit of jealousy, like somebody has an NIL and I don't, and then parents get involved. And I know that sounds crazy, but it gets a little complicated, but it is what it is, and it's probably here to stay. And my only thing with the transfer portal is you got to make sure you keep your kids at home, and that's hard to do because you know, if you have a great point guard, you better start recruiting another point guard because she may leave to go to another school. So it's what I think the transfer portal has done for kids. Some kids that, you know, aren't happy, that's been good, but I worry about kids bouncing around so much. I mean, there's some kids that have been at their third school, and
I don't think, Coach, that's what the portal was designed to do. That's not what it was for. It was for that kid who thought they could fit in and they just don't, so go be happy somewhere else. It's not to test the waters every time you get a chance. It's just not. And
you know what? It's still school. And it's still about getting an education, and I worry about kids leaving and not having an education. And listen, college is, it's $50,000 to go to school.
That's right.
It's room, tuition, fee, board, and, you know, they still get money. So colleges are making a commitment. I just hope that kids continue to get their education. I just worry about when they leave here, all those NIL deals and money are gone, and now I got to do something to go to work. And
where's the foundation?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's a slippery slope there.
And not every kid thinks they're going to go in the, well, for the WNBA. you had people that got drafted the first round last year and didn't make the teams. There's women that are playing longer.
Yeah.
And so there's limited spots for these kids coming out of college. So you either go overseas or your career's done. So it's got to get your education. I just preach that. It's because you always can fall back on that.
But she talks about that education. I don't know if you knew this stat about her and the program that she led, and then the program before her at the University of Tennessee. University of Tennessee is the only college. There is not another education institution, not another university in the United States that can boast that every young lady that came through that program and stayed there for their 4 years graduated.
That is amazing.
100% graduation rate at the University of Tennessee.
And I didn't want it to happen on my watch, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we, as an assistant for Pat Summit, I can remember getting in the car and going over to a kid that, you know, just got through with her senior year and just wasn't going to class. I went, no. We took her to class.
Wow. How comforting is that to a parent that sends this kid to school there?
Yeah, I just would hate to be that one young lady that didn't get her degree. Because will be, I mean, we're talking over since, 1982.
1982. Ever since then, every young lady that's come through has graduated. That's unbelievable.
That's played for 4 years. And you've had kids that leave. But it's just something you got to get.
Sapulpa's now got a 16-point lead, just 16 seconds left first half.
We've
they
been
do
talking
get the ball
and I
down
enjoyed the
before.
game. Yes, they do. Both teams do fairly quickly.
Just when you think you can get comfortable is when they start coming back.
Well, the score's a little different because Sapulpa's has shot a lot of layups, which are high percentage shots.
Yeah. And there again, they convert those fast breaks into points. So Woods will take the last shot. 44-26. 18-point lead. That's the end of two. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more talk from our legends right here at the broadcast table. We'll be right back.
Made with Mexican spices, made for nacho cheese sauce, only at Taco Bell. And I'm on a roll.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh them and find out.
Okay. Pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Northside High School invites you to help pave the way in the Legacy Walk. All former or current students, players, friends, families, faculty, administration, community leaders, and businesses are invited to become a permanent part of its campus. Have your own personalization engraved on a 4x8 brick to be installed in front of the new arena. Honor a loved one, a teacher, a coach, your graduating class, or even advertise an organization or business. Support Northside and become a part of the campus for years to come. Stop by the Grizzly Gear Shop and order yours today. Welcome back inside Grizzly Arena. This is the finals. Sapulpa and Carl Junction. Sapulpa has a 44-26 lead. I'm sitting here with Holly Warlick. The list goes on, and if you heard the introduction of her before the game started, it is amazing. Tennessee born, Tennessee high school. Went high school in Tennessee, went to school in Knoxville. Coached in Knoxville.
I did.
Ran track, played basketball, coached basketball, ESPN analyst.
Right.
You are an ambassador of basketball.
Well,
No
I hope so. I had some great opportunities for Coach Summit, and then you see Coach Beaumont there. He has to get into the action, you know.
Well, you
so,
surround yourself with great people. See what you
do.
do right there.
That's exactly right. That's an awesome picture.
Yeah, I had the privilege and honor to play for Coach Summit and then coach with her for 28 years, and what an opportunity I had for just life skills and obviously learn the game, but just treating people and just life skills. When you come out of high school, you know you're not very smart.
Right.
You think you are, but you're not very smart. And so it was just an honor and a privilege to play for Pat and be around her and call her a friend. And I remember more things that we did personally outside of just basketball. Basketball was she. I don't like to remember some of the stuff. She was tough, and
I've heard
that was when you
stories
could practice. You didn't have a time limit. You just, if you lost a game, you went right home from the bus and put your wet uniform on and practice. It was nasty.
I had to do that.
She wasn't a good friend of mine that time. Ugh.
I had to do that. I played football in college, and I remember losing a game so bad that they told us to take our shoulder pads off, leave your game pads on. We're practicing after we got through. Yeah, it was bad. But
you can't do that now.
No,
you can only practice 20 hours too. We went way over that rule.
And Buzz, I had the unique opportunity to be a part of the program and watch those two together for a little while.
That would be amazing.
And to see them interact. So you have this legend and then this pupil of which the whistle was passed on to, and the program didn't miss a beat. So it was fun. It was fun to watch them together when Pat was still around, because they were more like sisters.
Yeah.
And it was just that kindred friendship of which we were all envious of, because it was Coach Summit, and for her it was just Pat, and that they had that relationship, and it was an all to watch. I learned so much just watching those two interact with each other and interact with everybody else in the community.
And I think with Michael being around, he just saw that Pat was Pat, and everybody put her on a pedestal, and rightfully so. But if you knew her, you thought you'd known her forever, and I think that's what was unique about her. And listen, we had many times we would have knockdown, drag-out fights, but when we came through that door from our meeting onto the court, we were all on one page, which I thought was, she didn't want you to just say what she wanted to hear. She just wanted your opinion and took it. May have used it, may have not. Right. But when you walked out, let's go.
Well, do you still have ongoing relationships with a lot of your players?
I do, especially Tamika Catchings was over at my house the other night. So I do. Those are the things about coaching that you kind of forget about the wins and losses. Mm-hmm. You remember those kids that played for you.
Exactly.
And I talked to Candace Parker, a young lady that hadn't really played. Cam Harris is now doing Lady Vol games, commentating, and I was so proud of her. And I'm like, wow, just the opportunities and these young ladies have, and that's what's special to me.
Makes you feel good that you had a part of that.
God, to see them come in immature and then leave as young women and getting out in the world, and I hope, well, I know majority of them are great role models for young kids as well, and then that's how it should be.
Well, the culture in Knoxville, I've got to ask you a question. I've been to a lot of stadiums, football stadiums for different football games, but the biggest event I ever went to was the Arkansas-Tennessee game in Knoxville at Neyland Stadium, and there was about probably a half-mile walk from where we parked to get to the stadium, and we're wearing red. We're in a sea of orange, and I told my wife as we were going, before we got out of the car, I said, stay close to me because this could be bad. And at that time, Houston was coaching.
That's right.
That's back when we had McFadden and Jones, and I'm trying to think who the quarterback was.
Casey Dick.
Yeah, exactly right.
I love Houston now. He's Houston. He's one of my good friends. He's awesome.
I played against him in high school.
Yeah.
He was at Little Rock Central when I was here. But when we were walking, I kept telling her, be close, and not a word was said.
Yeah,
and I know how it is at Arkansas.
Right.
If you have a different color on, you could tell them what's going to be said to you. But we got to our seats, and we're sitting in nothing but orange. And the game's about 5 minutes old. There's nobody has scored. No ice has been broken yet.
Right.
And the guy from Tennessee that was sitting next to me got up, and as he was going by me, he looked at me and he said, I'm going to the concession. Can I get you anything? And I'm like, this is not right. Is that the way it is?
Well, I don't know. Now they sell beer.
Oh.
So I would hope to think that is. I'm sure there's always exceptions to the rule. I know every time that we've come to play basketball at Arkansas, we were treated so nicely from the athletic director to the coach to their managers, and I hope that Tennessee does that. I'm sure it doesn't happen all the time, but I hope it does. And this year was special for the football team because Coach Heupel did such a, he was 1 year away losing 34 people in the transfer portal. He had a great season, but you always have those fans. They lost to Georgia and then South Carolina, and they're like, get rid of him. I'm like, hold on a minute.
Well, half my family lives in Tennessee, but I love the Razorbacks like you do the Vols.
Right.
And we just want a good team so bad.
Yeah.
In basketball, it used to be a football school.
Right.
Now you see Musselman has done such a great job. Neighbors has done a great job.
Yes.
And hopefully that our football team can come around.
I enjoyed watching them this season. I always. Like I said, I was good friends with Houston. Houston was always so gracious when we came to come in and visit with Coach Summit and myself, and that will always stick in my mind for a football coach to enjoy watching women's basketball. And I think that's really neat to have your other coaches support you, each team, whether it's men's or women's athletics.
Well, Sapulpa has an 18-point lead just getting underway in the second half. Holly, what do you, as far as looking at the stats, is there any telling tale there that will let you know? Because
I think the rebounding, Sapulpa's really helped them. They're out rebounding. That means they're getting second chance points. Sapulpa has a really balanced scoring. So they're getting to the free throw line. Offensive rebounds 10, and we talked about that. That just gives you extra possessions, and they're playing fast. It doesn't have points off fast break, but I guarantee you they have a lot. Yeah. And their second chance points. Sapulpa has 13 off second chance points. So,
right.
If Junction gets back into this game, they got to control the boards a little bit. Make Sapulpa have one contested bad shot and get the rebound, and then come on to the other end.
So that's what you're talking about right there.
Right.
Absolutely. And they got to keep battling. Junction's going to battle it. It's still a two-quarter game, and they just got to keep chipping away.
Yeah. You got to take advantage of having that shot in the lane, too.
Absolutely. And turnovers. If they can get them to turn it over and take bad shots, but then you got to turn around and capitalize on it.
Buzz, I remember that football game in Knoxville. It was freezing cold, 1.
Yeah.
2, I came to see you. They were redoing. You had a lot of construction going on. You were redoing your offices.
That's right.
We had all the plastic that was up.
That's right.
And McFadden didn't have. We got our tail beat in Knoxville. I mean, whipped.
And I remember, yes, we did. And I remember Peyton Hillis. The ball got, I'm not sure, I think it was a bad snap or something. We lost in the end zone, and him just laying down.
Yep.
And just like, we felt so bad for him. But we enjoyed it. I mean, we had a good time in Knoxville, got to spend some time in Nashville, met George Jones in a grocery store. That's all pretty good.
Well, I tell you, Arkansas, the atmosphere for their football team, I know the basketball because I've witnessed it, but the football team and so all the women's sports have really done well. And men's basketball, I've followed them a little bit as well. So
it was a lot of fun about women's basketball at Tennessee. Of course, Holly's used to it because she's been there all her life. But when I grew up in Arkansas, you go to watch the Lady Backs play, and there'd be a couple thousand people there. But when the Lady Vols would come to town, there's 12,000 people there.
Right.
Where that crowd is always that way in Knoxville. There's 12,000 for a non-conference. And if a big conference game is coming to town, we'll pack the house there. And that was such a great atmosphere to be a part of.
Yeah, that's my wish. I wish people would come out and support girls basketball here and women's basketball more. It's fun. They play hard. It's a good game to watch. And I tell you, Arkansas again has a great team this year. Fun to watch. You know they're going to shoot some threes and they're going to play fast. Yeah. So it's a great atmosphere.
Well, guys, they've cut it to 10 points here. Another turnover, and here comes
There
Bergen.
we go.
That was Matea Hall that knocked it out of bounds. But Desi Williams, that's number 1, while we were talking, she's just racking up the points.
Again.
And if you looked on the stat sheet, you saw where Berge had 18 in the first half. It was a quiet 18.
It was a quiet 18 because you're too caught up in Sapulpa was how they were playing as a team.
Look at there.
She's going to get a 3-point play here.
So taking advantage of the turnover that just happened down here and turn it into points on the other end. And don't panic. Junction hadn't panicked one bit.
No.
I tell them, you just tell you, don't look at the clock. You can look at the
shot clock,
the time, but don't look at the score.
Right.
And the shot clock as well.
Yeah.
Which I love seeing high school playing with the shot clock too.
Yeah, that's only been a couple of years now.
They don't do that in Tennessee high school.
Do they not?
They do not.
Wow.
It's hard to stop Tyler Hurd.
Strong.
She's very strong in the lane.
Tomorrow you're going to call the Arkansas game versus Arkansas State, so you have a chance to see another Lady Bear
jersey.
Yeah, Jersey Wolfberger will put on a Arkansas jersey tomorrow, and then hopefully you get to see her get some action tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about her earlier. She's I love watching her play.
I do
Strong rebounder. Can shoot the three, can play inside, and I always say kids that can do multiple things it's hard for a coach to prepare for that because you can't say, she's a three-point shooter,
right.
Get up on her. And once you do, they go by you. So she's a sophomore there and has done a great job and I think still learning.
Yes. And she's a student of the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She works hard as anybody you'll ever see. I watched her hit a shot when she was a sophomore to win the state championship for the girls, and she had to take it. The play changed, and what they had set up changed while she was bringing the ball down court. She had to improvise, and no panic, and she made the shot with maybe a second left to win the game for them. And you knew then, as a sophomore, you had something special.
Yeah, some kids can't handle if you draw a play up and it doesn't work. They look over there and go, it didn't work. Well, most plays don't work.
Right. You better be able to improvise.
That's right. You just hope you put them in a position to get close to the basket or get an open shot. Nice step back.
That was kicked out by Bilby. That still should be Junction's ball.
So you see Junction is going to the boards. They're getting their hands on the ball more on the rebounds. They're getting to loose balls. They're getting Sapulpa to turn it over and giving them opportunity to get an offensive possession.
Had another look at it. That was Desi Williams. She's been kind of quiet for the last 2 games, but here in the first part of this third quarter, she's really done a great job. Now Deshae Berge will come in. Chloe Burke checks out. So about half the third quarter gone. It's a 10-point ball game.
Coach, what do you think about our venue here? Not bad for high school.
Oh, my goodness.
How about that?
It is. Talking about that earlier. This is an envy for a small college gym. It's and then they got a practice gym in the back.
Yeah. So
my goodness.
By design, a lot of what you see is from my influence being with you. So my LEDs underneath the video board here are the same as they are at Texas A&M.
I'm just amazed that a high school has this big of a scoreboard and a video display. It's amazing. Great idea for the board to be underneath too. Everybody can see it.
That's right. And we tried to do a little collegiate look and having the floorboards as well. And,
awesome.
And now, if you want to, you're going to have some people in the crowd that doesn't want to see all this business happening. They just want a plain old regular scoreboard. So we just had a regular LED boards in each corner.
And then you got the boards.
That's right. Chair backs.
Yeah.
In every seat.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a nice spot.
How old is this facility?
This is the first full year, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
We played very little of it last year.
Yeah.
But we played in a facility that's about 100 yards from here, and a lot of history in there. There's a guy that you'll probably recognize that played for us named Ron Brewer.
Oh, yes, yes.
He's a graduate from here.
Wow.
And his son, Ron Jr., he played some pro ball too.
Yep.
Ron Brewer, yes.
Yeah, Ron played here when I was at Northside. That's one of the reasons Coach told me don't come out. He said, you're going to sit the bench. Stick to football.
That's right. That's what you do in high school, though. You play football, then you go into basketball, and then you may run a little track or throw the shot put. Or
Holly, basketball was my favorite sport, and I could not wait for football season to be over. And when I was a 10th grader here, my coach, who was my coach when I was in the 9th grade, and I did play basketball, started, and we were a decent team. But every time I came out, I'd tap him on the knee to put me back in. And instead of him telling me to go to the end of the bench or stop, he just put me back in, and I knew he would. When we got to Northside, that administration came to Northside. And so it was my last game. I was so excited because basketball was going to get ready to start. So on our cool down Saturday morning, he came up to me and said, hey, I want to see you in my office after you get through stretching. I said, yes, sir. I'm excited. And I go in there, and he said, Buzz, I don't want you coming out for basketball. He said, you're going to sit the bench, and I can't take you tapping on my knee. So that was it for me.
That was the end of the career right there.
That was it, yeah.
You had to take it hard, too, man.
Man, I tell you what, I sure enjoyed coming to the games and watching Ron. They called him Boothead.
Yeah.
And we went 30-0 that year, won the state championship.
Well, you need to take credit for that because then you didn't bother your coach.
Well, you know what? I never looked at it like that. He's still around. I'm going to give him a call.
You should have gotten a ring.
I should have. The only championship ring that I have, actually I have 2 of them. One from the boys here and one from the girls. They allowed me, since I do the broadcast for them, they both had state championships and got me a ring.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it.
Well deserved. Nice deal. Another one.
How about that? Berge in on the play.
That's sweet.
Nice.
How hard is that to do?
It's real hard to do.
That is hard to do.
When you're going at the speed, if you're going full speed and you pull up, that's tough. She has a great touch, though. Gosh, she has a great touch on the ball.
Now this number 23, Wrigley Atkinson. She's just a 10th grader. She's 6'1", and that was who was on us. We were trying to inbound a pass with 5.5 seconds left. We had the lead, and somebody that can disrupt an inbound pass, boy, there's don't know how much credit you can give that.
Yeah. You always, the times like that, you need to put somebody big on the ball,
Yeah.
especially if they're active.
Yep.
They can disrupt. Here's what I love, that Junction goes into a press and they miss. They've called a press on a made free throw, and they missed it, and they just jump right into it. Or Sapulpa.
Nice shot. That was Chloe Bird.
And we're back to 10.
Just keeping it close.
You know, that probably shouldn't have happened, but she was in the right place at the right time.
Exactly. They don't ask how. They just want to know if it went in. Got to throw under. You can't.
Yeah, she's
too
so
tall,
long.
too
Yeah.
long.
Coach, you've been out for a little while now. It's going on, 4 years, and doing a lot of color. You're still around the game a lot. You miss the end of the bench, sitting right there, and
I miss teaching. I love to teach, and I don't miss a lot of things that comes with it these days. I think social media can be really tough right now.
Right.
Just, you lose a game. We sometimes, I think, lose focus on this is a game.
Sometimes we
But I
lose
do.
sight of it.
Yes, we do. But I miss the teaching part of it. I didn't, and also probably just getting out and meeting people. Recruiting was, every coach will tell you they don't like recruiting, and I wasn't crazy about recruiting, but I enjoyed getting out and meeting parents and different kids, and so now I'm commentating games, and I see kids that I recruited, and they're like, it's a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
I miss that interaction with parents. I have a lot of parents that still call me, and I try to be as positive and supportive as I can be.
Well, there's probably very few places that you can go that you don't have some sort of a connection.
Yeah, absolutely. We have, I'm going to say, at least in the 20s of former Tennessee players, managers, practice players that are in the college coaching profession.
Wow.
So it's kind of crazy, but it's fun. It's a tribute to the program and these kids that come in and work hard. I love to see we've got managers that are directors of ops, and it's fun to see them out. And although it makes me feel old when I see that they have a full-time job now.
But it's fun to see them grow up in the organization, and stay connected to the sport.
When they were going through, they would do sports management, and when I said, now, hold on, are you sure you want to get in this profession? Because it's 365. I mean, it's every day.
Yeah.
You don't have a break, and that's one thing I don't miss, too, is 24 hours of on the phone and recruiting and getting ready for a game. But you got to love it, and these kids love it, and good for them.
That was Destiny Berge that put up that last shot at the end of the third quarter. But, guys, did you see her eyes as she was coming down the court?
Yeah.
Holly,
right at the
you'd
goal.
love it. Yeah, she was looking. She could see the shot clock. She knew exactly where she needed to be to get rid of it. I mean, she's just a court awareness kid.
She's dribbled through many chairs with her ball handling to allow her to come down the floor and look up and see the time.
Exactly.
That's a coach's pet peeve, and coming out of a timeout, and I've seen it happen a couple of times this year, coming out of the timeout, the ball's thrown in, and the 30-second clock goes off.
Yeah.
As a head coach, you're not very happy. Number one, that you didn't see it, but number two, your assistants didn't see it, and your point guard don't know about it either.
You know how many times we've seen that here?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
It just, I tell you, I remember my first game as a head coach, I was trying to do coaching offense, defense, and I was also trying to officiate too. And
that last one never changed.
I made a quick decision that I gotta, because every call they make against me, I hate.
Yeah.
and I'm going to raise
They're wrong.
Cain over. They're wrong.
Right, they're wrong.
So you got to just decide, pick your poison, and decide what you really want to yell at. And I had to kind of learn to refocus my.
Right.
Yeah, it's.
Well, we talked about that exact subject earlier today.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to really reverse a call, but if you are squeaky enough, does it ever help? Maybe you might get some calls.
I think so. I think that, you know, officials they're human, and they're making. You know, we go back and watch the tape and go, I knew that wasn't a foul, but they're watching it in real time, you know, and and here's what I will say, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for officials that end of the game, if they miss a call, well, you know what, it shouldn't have come down to that, because I guarantee you, we missed a layup, we missed a free throw, we missed a box out. We put ourselves in that position. It's not up to us to rely on the officials, you know. And I always say, look, if we made a free throw, we wouldn't be in this situation. So
that's exactly right. Now, this crew here that's officiating this game officiated the game last night between Northside and Sapulpa, and it was really physical. And there were some players going back and forth. And these guys were so quick to intervene and calm this thing down. And what a great job they did. Now, this referee went back and watched it. He pulled up the broadcast and watched it, and he came and said, thank you. People need to know that we're trying to keep this thing where it needs to be.
Well, I tell you a great sign of official to me. I haven't noticed these guys. I haven't noticed them, and so that's a great sign.
That's a good sign, exactly.
I think they've let them play up and down. They've let them play physical.
You have 14 fouls for Sapulpa and 3 for Junction, and you're into the second.
Hey, women play physical.
They do.
They can block shots.
Yes.
Every block is not a foul.
And they will go to the floor to tie up a ball in a second.
Absolutely. Nice move. See how quick Sapulpa gets the ball down the floor?
Then converts it to
one
points.
dribble, pass, layup.
And we're back to almost 20 again.
Yeah, just a matter of a couple of seconds they can score that quick.
Buzz, I'm so glad that she said that about the officiating. You don't know how many heels on shoes I had to repair over the years. Because
I'm a stomper.
You are a stomper. Oh, Coach.
I did have to control what I said, but I'm a stomper. But if I thought something was really bad, I didn't hesitate to say it.
And that stomp was loud enough when she would do that. All three officials would turn and look. I mean, it's scary for me. It's a pow. I'm like, golly.
Probably why I just had to have a knee surgery.
I hear the knee surgery. Those are tough to recover from.
Yeah, well, mine's just wear and tear. It's just old. That's what happens when you dive for balls. And these kids, nice behind the back.
You notice how these kids follow the shot, too.
I love it.
Missed a three-pointer and follows it to the bucket and gets an easy 2.
That shouldn't be that hard. That was one of the standard rules when we were playing follow your shot.
Right.
I just didn't miss. I didn't have to follow. I didn't follow on shots.
He would shoot so far out that he could turn around and high-five the crowd while it was in flight.
Exactly.
Oh, I would have bet against him until I saw what he did earlier. I mean, that was unbelievable. I was played actually dog 3 letters with my son and my granddaughter before the play started today, and his last shot was from half court.
Wow.
And he made it, and I said, well, this is going to put me out real quick. And when I shot it, I don't think I got to the free throw line, but boy, my shoulder, I thought something came apart now.
I tell you what is really fun to see is how far that women now can shoot the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Caitlin Clark goes across from Iowa. She takes 2 steps past the half-court line and shoots it, and it's her shot.
Yep.
And so
it's not under stress.
No.
She shoots it.
No. And tomorrow, my game, you'll see a lot of 3s, and it's a lot of them. It's like a layup for them.
Yeah.
But they shoot.
Yeah, it's amazing the strength they have.
But it goes back to the women's game you were talking about, Coach. It's so pure. It's so fundamentally sound. It's why it's so fun to watch. Now, the men's game, the speed, and they're so big and so athletic, but the women are just as athletic, but they're fundamentally more sound.
Right. There's some similarities, but there's also a lot of a lot of differences. The guys play above the rim, and the
Right.
women don't. And like I said, the three-point shot for women is almost like our dunk. People get excited about the three-point shot.
That's Allie Ressler there. It's like her first time in the ball game. Allie's a 5'5" senior. One thing that's been pretty fun to watch during this tournament, you had a lot of 5'2", 5-foot guards, and they are fearless.
Absolutely.
Will go in the lane with the Giants and come out successful, and it's been fun to watch. And we've got one that's sitting right behind us right now, and her name is Corey Sanders. I got to interview her just a little while ago, and she is amazing. She plays for Lamar, which is about an hour from here.
Sure.
And she's a sophomore, but she got playing time as a freshman. But she sets up, and she's so solid and gets her elbow where it needs to be, and when she releases it, I mean, it's just pure.
Wow.
And if you give her any time at all, she's going to pay. She's going to make you pay.
And the speed of what she plays the game, Coach, she's full speed now. There's only one gear for that kid.
Well, you got to.
Yeah.
When you're small, you got to do something,
Yeah.
something different. And speed or just gutsiness, gritty, getting on the floor. Those are those are type of players that the big post players don't like, because they get up under you and they don't care. And my dad used to tell me that you got to have at least 1 to 2 fouls a game or you're not playing hard. And I always tell our players, look, if you're on a foul, you got to make. I'm not saying take somebody out, but it needs to be physical.
Known.
Exactly. Don't just get a foul touching somebody, dribbling.
I played pickup ball with her, but she's mean. She's mean.
You gotta. If you're gonna foul, then foul.
Look at there, Bergie again.
All right,
She's got
now.
such great focus on the basket and doesn't worry about who's around her.
Coach, now I said Bergie for a whole game. Now I got corrected. It's Bergie.
Bergie.
All right, and the reason I'm
Bergie.
telling you that is because her parents, they're sitting behind us.
Coach,
Yep.
she's a player.
She is a player, yeah.
I like her.
She's good.
Well, just like you were talking about earlier, she gets a three-point shot off from way downtown, but then she'll drive and have a steal.
And
I mean, she does everything.
Well,
Yeah.
great offensive players. You just watch her eyes. As you said
Yeah.
earlier, it's always on the rim. I don't care if anybody's around her, hitting her,
That's right.
bumping her. She's totally focused on
That was her
finishing the play.
33rd point.
Wow.
Wow.
So if she gets 4 more points, she's going to have 100 for the tournament.
Wow.
Not that that's the most important thing, but y'all know it's a quiet 33 points. I mean,
Right.
she's dished off. I don't know how many assists she's had.
Sapulpa just moves. They move the ball around so well.
Yeah.
Everybody touches. They get the ball and make it look easy. Yeah, that's a foul. So if they're struggling, one great thing right now, what she's doing is she's getting to the basket, she's getting fouled, and she's stopping the clock.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's almost like a timeout for them. And she's not settling for three-point shots. She's getting to the basket.
Coach, you're looking at the SEC this year. Who are you looking to finish at the top? If you had to pick three, and I have to believe that you're gonna say South Carolina for sure.
Yeah.
But who else in the conference on the women's side do you feel like is going to have a really good
South
chance
Carolina,
this year?
it's obvious. But I tell you who's LSU right now, has Angel Reese, who's transferred from Maryland, is just putting up big numbers. She's had a double-double every game she's played, and I think they've played 8 or 9 games. And
Wow.
I don't care who you're playing. That's tough to
That
do.
is tough.
And I think Arkansas has a chance. I think they have a kid inside that's holding down the fort with rebounding, and everybody can shoot the three. And I think they've got the opportunity to do some really good things. Then you always, Tennessee's have struggled. They've lost a couple of games by 1 or 2 points. They had some injuries, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they pan out throughout the season. But there seems to be a lot of injuries all over the country, and I always tell that's part of the game.
Yeah.
And you can't say, we got injured. Well, everybody has injuries. So I had in my career that, could have had the opportunity to go to the Final Four and had some just untimely injuries, but that's part of the game.
Yeah. Well, we lost Isabel Harrison in the last game of the tournament. We thought we were going to go on. I mean, that was a big loss. Were you surprised about the news about Tamara Key? I had no idea that she had some blood clot issues, and it's going to keep her out of the game for a little while.
I recruited Tamara to go to Tennessee, and still taking touch with her mother, and just saying he was having a hard time breathing, and
that's unbelievable.
Had it checked. And so I tell kids, and I hope these young ladies know, that you're one injury away from never playing this game again.
That's right.
That's right.
So you better play it as hard and as soak up everything and enjoy it as much as have fun, because it may not be here tomorrow. And it's so, I know that's kind of a cliche, but it's so true. And your injury can totally take this away from you. And if you love it, that's devastating.
Yeah. And as physical as the game is, I can't believe there aren't more injuries than there are. I just wonder, years down the road, with all the torque that are put on the joints, what kind of issues they're having later on. One good thing, though, it's not like playing tennis on cement. Those players have a longer life if they're on clay.
Right.
But these courts built on sleepers with their bachelor suspension, I know that helps a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see a lot of these kids have injuries early on in college because they play AAU ball, they play high school, they play year-round. They're just playing basketball. So you see a lot of knees, a lot of shoulders.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the answer is. I know you need to play, but I'd like to see kids get in the gym and do more.
Do you have
work on your game more than just get out and just play?
That is a good question.
Right.
So how much weight training is there now, because there's so much physicality you play it? Do you spend a lot of time in the gym?
You should. And I think weight training is I think more high school kids are doing it, female young girls, which they should, but they need to be supervised.
That's a good point.
The thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they can overdo it. But I think kids are playing too much basketball. I mean, I think they need to get in the gym and work on their game individually. I think kids should play multiple sports. I'm a multiple sport person.
Me too, Coach.
Because it's just, you're just wearing back down your body if you play one sport. This is my personal opinion. And I ran track and had a break from basketball. And you see kids playing volleyball, and I love big kids that play volleyball.
Yeah.
They know how to block.
Yeah. What'd you do in track?
I was a sprinter. 100, 200, 400. 400 was my best.
That's probably the hardest race in track.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Golly.
Nowadays it's the 800 or it's.
Well, I was a sprinter too, but I was in a track meet in junior high, and the coach wanted me to run an 880. Back then it was the 880.
Right.
That's right.
For points, and my parents were in the stands, and I didn't know how to run it, but he asked me to, so I did. So after that first curve, I was 40 yards in front of everybody. I said, I got this figured out. Then the gorilla jumped on my back. And
exactly.
My dad left, said he couldn't wait for me to finish. He thought they were going to turn the lights out.
Yep, I get it.
That was it for me.
She had a little speed. I've seen some video when she was running track, and I thought it was just because it was old film and it was out of focus, but she was so fast that she was blurry, and that's why it was hard to keep a focus on her.
Yeah, that was to my advantage in the basketball quickness. Great rebound.
Wow.
Two dribbles.
Yep.
Yeah.
One dribble to advance the ball, one dribble to score a layup.
Well,
And that just doesn't happen. That's been instilled in their brain.
We're about to the end of the tournament. It's been fun. 3 days.
Thanks for
quality
having
basketball.
me. It has.
Thank you.
This game has been very entertaining. Whether the score is not indicative of the talent on the court.
And Berge, who comes in and needed 37 to get 100, got 39 so far. I mean,
she's not done.
No. But she would trade that. She'd trade that 39 for a title here. Probably shouldn't have taken that shot.
It was online, just it was the distance.
Yeah.
Just didn't.
That looked like our golf shots right there. That was
I'm just impressed that Coach Beaumont knows a lot about girls basketball. I love it. He usually sat down at the end of the bench and just looked around in the stands.
yeah, just hung out.
Just hung out. Yeah.
Well,
But he was known to get on the officials a little bit, and they go, "Hey, tell that guy at the end of the bench to be quiet. Who is he?" I said, I don't know. He just came down from the stands.
Well, I will say he's got the toughest job of anybody I know, having to be an AD over 2 schools, 2 major high schools, and it's tough.
He loves it.
I feel sorry for him because he's got it coming from both sides.
And he loves doing this,
We're
though.
good.
I promise you that.
Well, we sure appreciate what he does for us. I know we're always asking for this and asking for that, but
And should.
he's there for us.
That's awesome.
And he's done a great job. He's interviewed all the winning coaches after each game.
That's
He's a natural
great.
talent at it.
That's
you
great.
know how he can
Good
talk.
for him. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So what'll happen is, as soon as this is over, then he'll interview the head coach for Sapulpa, and then they'll have some awards here for each team. They'll have a Heart of a Champion award for each one. Then they're going to have some all-tournament.
Awesome.
And then they have this really nice award. It's going to be the first year. It's called the Merrill Mankin Defense Award, and it's for a kid that may not have been a starter, but when they played, they really gave 100%, or they could be a starter, and that they were just on point the entire game and they worked hard. So I think we know who it's going to be.
Love it.
A little girl from Stillwell, 5'2" point guard, and she played hard the entire time.
That's awesome.
So what time's the game tomorrow?
3 o'clock.
Got you. Who's doing the broadcast with you?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I was hoping she was going to ask me, Buzz, but she hasn't yet.
Well, I tell you what, I always wanted to hit the big time, but I hit it today.
Oh, wow.
I sure appreciate it.
It was a lot of
This has been fun.
A lot of fun.
All right, we got the winning coach. Coach Beaumont is on the court with Darlene Caleb. Coach?
Thanks, Buzz. Coach, congratulations on your championship. 25th anniversary, and you take home the trophy. I thought that your team played exceptional last night in a big emotional game. Waiting to see if I might see a little letdown today, but did not see that. What did you think about the performance of your ladies today?
I thought our kids did really well. I thought we finally settled down and adjusted to that they were going to let us typically not play to our typical standard. And so we made the adjustment and just guarded and boxed out and just did all the little things that we needed to do to win the ball game.
I saw a team that didn't want to give up. Carl Junction kept fighting back, cuts it to 10. I think even one time cuts it to 9 or 8 somewhere. But then you start to apply the pressure again, and your defense is what gets you back in the game.
Yes, that is. I encourage the kids. I said, there again, we need to get stops. We need to get stops. And, we need to rebound. And, of course, once we rebound, it gives us the opportunity to get in transition, which is really what we like to do. And so we were able to get some easy transition points and build the lead back up and kind of build a comfort zone.
Coach Warlick is here today, and she knew exactly who you were when I told her about your team. And so exciting to see about the culture that you have built there. And it continues today. Coach, 25th anniversary of the tournament champions, and you are the champions. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much. It's been a great tournament, and we've truly enjoyed it. It's been really good for our team.
Thanks, Coach. Hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Boy, she's been very generous to spend time with us after each game, and enjoyed your interview. And we've got some awards to be given away now.
Nice trophy.
Isn't that nice? 25th annual.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our all-tournament selection.
This is my favorite part of the entire tournament. You get down to the end and see these kids get these awards.
That's right.
They work so hard.
All right, the biggest question of the night, the biggest question of the night is where you want to go eat tonight?
Somewhere expensive because you're buying. You make more money than I do. I'm positive we'll find something good around here.
I can promise you.
First time I've been in Fort Smith, nice. I went through some, tell Michael, wow, some huge houses. I'm like, and the university I went through there, nice universities.
Yes. I can't thank you enough, Coach, for coming out and being a part of this. You know, the anniversary of the tournament, and then I haven't really had anybody as close in my life over the past, golly, Coach, we've known each other, what, 30 years? I mean,
yep.
And then has mercy on my soul and gives me a job when I was on the unemployment line, and then I get a chance to work with her at her head coaching debut. I've been very blessed to be a part of a lot of things, but being a part of you and your program, Coach, and your friendship, I've been a lucky man.
Well, that's an easy decision because your work ethic is off the chain. And one thing about Michael Beaumont, he's going to do things right. He's going to take care of these kids, and they're going to put them first. And that's what you need. That's what you need in his position, is put those kids first.
Well, this is the highlight of my broadcast career.
I don't know about that. We probably talk more than we broadcast.
Well, I'm sure people are so interested in hearing somebody that knows what they're talking about for once. But it has been my pleasure to sit next to you.
Well, mine as well. It was. It's fun. I love watching girls basketball. It's fun. It's getting better and better, and attribute it to the kids playing earlier and great coaching. And
well, we appreciate everything that you've done and all that how you give back to the sport, and such a great presence to be here on a day like this. Man, I just can't believe that it worked out like this.
I love it.
I love when things fall into place.
Me too.
I had no doubt it was going to happen. I mean, I had already planned this. It was perfect.
Well,
just like we set it up.
No delays. Everything went so smooth. Doesn't always work that way.
No, when you came out of Charlotte and you landed an XA, I thought, dang, she's 5 minutes early. This is perfect.
Yeah, that's rare.
Yes,
that is rare.
Tinsley Freeman going to get the Merrill Mankin Award. Very nice.
That's Perry. She's from Southside.
Yeah.
And that award is for?
Now, is that the Mankin Award?
I guess so, because that's his brother, I believe.
Okay.
So Coach Mankin, and Buzz, you probably have a whole lot. I'm not sure what else she's going to get. She may be part of the alternate team. I don't know. But Coach Mankin just passed away. Was a longtime coach here at Fort Smith.
That's awesome.
Please remember, on behalf of all of us, we ask that you have a safe
That should be it. Coach, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Enjoyed it.
That wraps it up for the Tournament of Champions. I want to say thank you to all of our volunteers, our sponsors, everybody that came together to work with Brooke and Dr. Kendrick to do what they've done to put this thing together. And Holly, thanks to you for coming in. And I appreciate it. Seriously, it's the highlight of my broadcast.
I'm glad I enjoyed making your day somehow.
Thank you.
But I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Look forward to hearing you tomorrow.
Well,
I'm going to be listening.
Okay,
That's
good.
going to be fun. I also want to say thank you to my broadcast crew.
Yes, sir.
They've done a great job. It's been 3 long days.
Yep.
Been working some long hours back to back to back. I think they've done a great job, and appreciate them and everything that they do. I want everybody to have a safe rest of the weekend. Be safe going back up the hill. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
All right,
I'm Buzz Sawyer with Holly Warlick, Coach Beaumont saying so long, along with Dylan Abbott. See you next time.